Hello and welcome to my channel to Plan Form. Today I want to make a new weekly spread in my work bullet journal. As you see, I already have here some pencil marks because I have a rough idea of what I want to do. One of the reasons why I really like to have a journal for work and not a preset planner is because I can adapt the layout every single week to what I currently need. And recently, I have been on vacation for 3 weeks. And whenever I go on a vacation, it's also a time for me to reflect a little bit on my work, or let's say I have a little bit more distance to reflect a bit more clearer on my work processes. So I thought it would be a good time now to reset my priorities. And yeah, that's what I want to use this weekly spread for. I am going to use my wearing goal ink, the Raven, with this glass dip pen to draw in some lines. On the top, I have a section for my priority number one. So there I want to really see, okay, what should I be focusing on? What's the most important thing? Where should my time actually go? And then below, I have two smaller sections for priority number 2 and 3. And at the very bottom, a section for the carryover tasks. So for me, it's important to invest my time in those things that matter the most. But sometimes in daily business, so many other things come up that it's easy to lose focus. And that was something that became a little bit clearer to me during my vacation, that I have lately been doing many, many things that are not really the most important um, tasks or projects in my work life, but have been distracted by other things. And therefore, I want to see, okay, what is important and what are the things I do to work towards those most important tasks, projects, whatever you want to call it, but regain focus. So that's the idea for this weekly spread. Besides that, I, of course, have my regular sections in my weekly spread. So what I usually have every week is area for my most important things for each day. So what I want to accomplish during this day, and where I should start my workday. And I think it is nice to have the daily priorities next to the overall priorities, to the bigger tasks, because so I see them right next to each other and I can judge better if what I set as my daily priorities, does this match the overall project goals or what I should be working on? So I did like this idea to have this really next to each other. So should become more evident for me if I um, set daily priorities that don't match the long-term goals. And hopefully there won't be too much discrepancy, especially now that I try to regain my focus. But we'll see. Well, so this weekly spread has for me a very clear goal, what to want to achieve with it. Of course, I do have my daily sections where I have my daily tasks, but I create those as I use my journal on a daily basis because I never know how much space I need. Um, but as I already mentioned, it is one of these advantages that a journal with a layout I can create specifically for my needs brings with it, because with a preset planner I have a specific amount of space for every month, day, week, whatever the layout of the planner might be. But my current job is too flexible, or let's say has too much variation every single day to work with such a predefined amount of space, or I would have a hard time choosing one planner that would work for me the whole year. There are times when I am really busy, and there are times when I have not so many little things to do, but can focus more on the big things, hoping again with this spread to get back focusing on the big things, because that is actually my job. I'm a solution architect, so I should be focusing on the big things, the big questions, and not get lost in the little things. Um, yeah, so let's see if this weekly spread helps me, or if I say, yeah, it's a starting point, and next week I want to continue with this approach. Um, yeah, we'll see, and that's why I only do one weekly spread at a time. So usually Friday after work or sometime on the weekend, I set up my new weekly spread, because then I can judge better what is it I actually need in the upcoming week. Um, mm, because like last week, I was not even aware of the fact that this is what I want to be focusing on next week. Okay, now I always have a functional aspect for my setups, for my spreads, but I also want them to look nice. But I have a limit to the amount of decoration I do in my work journal. First of all, I don't want to get distracted by too many decorative elements. And also, I don't want to have like decoration dictating the way I can use it, or decoration over function. So I started out with creating the different sections. I used for the titles I put on a page my dip pen, and the ink I used for the things I already wrote on the page is Wearing Gold the Raven. It's one of the inks I currently am absolutely obsessed with. I love the ink color, it's very beautiful. And the only thing here is, I guess, the dip pen put a little bit too much ink on the page, so it feathered a little bit. Uh, I'm using for my work journal Lockbee insert in the size B5. And the Lockbee inserts come with Tomoe River paper 68 GSM, which is actually very nice paper. I always write with a fountain pen my work notes, so It's just for me important to have nice paper for my journals I use for work. Then, besides the different sections, I just want to structure the page a little bit more by it's not really a second page highlight, but more a second line highlight, but more like a second high line underline, because this Argent Olive dual tip pen, I think that's what it's called, the round side is not quite wide enough for the 5 millimeter grid. So I just decided to draw a line and create um, some more structure with that. And yeah, that's basically everything I do on a decorative level for this spread. It's I think it's rather minimalistic or more on the minimalistic side. Um, I use one fountain pen ink, as I already mentioned, wearing gold, the Raven, and then I have two colors for the second line highlights. Let's call it just that. Okay, I hope you did enjoy this weekly spread, and it was important for me to just talk a little bit about the advantages of using a journal for work and how I use it. And yeah, hopefully it was interesting, entertaining. Maybe you did your own journal setup at the same time. And hopefully you stop by again. Have a good day. See ya. Bye.